King Alcohol has many forms by which he catches men. He is a beast of many horns, and ever thus has been.
For there's rum,
And gin,
and beer,
and wine,
and
brandy of logwood hue,
and hawk,
and port,
and flip combined
to make a man look blue.
He says be merry,
For his good sherry,
and Tom and Jerry, champagne and perry,
and spirits of every hue. Oh, one of these a fiendish crew as ever a mortal knew. Oh, one of these a fiendish crew.
Well, howdy, folks. How y'all doing today?
Hey, cowboy, what's happening?
Oh, living the
Wait a
proverbial dream, baby.
When did we pick up Grover? I was not aware of this. I did not get to vote on this new member.
Well, you were up north.
Yeah.
Somebody had to fill the slot.
It had to be a last-minute decision. I mean,
Grover was available.
Shannon kind of is not here anymore, so we went with Grover.
Yeah, and Pat's here too.
I'll step in and out, yeah.
Or Paulie G, I'm sorry.
Paulie G.
I don't care. Doesn't matter.
Yes.
I don't have a secret identity.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I do, but nothing you guys need to know about.
Hence the maxi dress we were talking about.
Yeah.
No.
Story for another day.
My nephews are going to get confused when they...
We are together. We got at least four of us, Dougie and Paulie, Roberto, and Cowboy for a cool event today.
Oh, this is going to be an awesome event.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Great.
I'm really looking forward to this.
Well, I'm looking at the wrong flyer, though.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Well, we don't really have a flyer. We need to talk to Ben Cannon about his flyership.
Yeah.
Because
he's really good about just writing things down on a random piece of paper.
he puts on these incredible events, and he gives us a piece of paper with handwriting
It's
on
like
it.
this
handwritten,
is,
it's
the,
okay.
this is the itinerary. You couldn't have went to Kinko's and spent 12
God
cents?
bless him. No, but of course we're at Fountain Square's Hops and Hertz.
Yes.
Sponsored by yours truly, Blind Pig Confessions, as well as, of course, Spark Joy Music, Studio Live Indie, and Musical Family Tree.
Musical family who?
Musical Family Tree.
Oh, okay.
And we need to get them on because I don't know much about.
Yeah, I'm really
that
not
organization,
not
so
really familiar with
I'm
it.
not either.
And I mean, obviously they're sponsoring it, so
Right.
we should probably talk to them.
Yes.
But yeah, we got all day. Well, we got lots of time. Lots of
part-
bands, inside, outside. Big lineup. At least, 9, 10, 12
Yeah.
different different acts.
It's an all-day event. This is going to go on for.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think it shuts down at midnight tonight. So this is a big one.
Yeah, we have obviously bands inside, outside, and there's a DJ that's gonna be playing in between bands. So I mean, yeah, this is what a day. Of course, Fountain Square Craft Beer. So
Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat it.
Well, and
Yes.
all the proceeds go to a great cause too.
Yeah.
Kami's cause.
Has
So-
anybody been to the Kamikaze?
It's been a while.
Okay,
I have
It's
not.
Awesome, and it gets
Yeah.
bigger every year.
Yeah. When I went there, it was still pretty small. I was in college when I went, and a buddy of mine did all the artwork for him.
Oh, really?
And so we showed up, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, we're gonna have Jared on to talk about Kamikaze earlier or later, but I believe it's like the 15th year, maybe.
Is it like an
At least.
Is it like an overnight
Well,
thing?
no, this is the 9th annual.
Is it
Sorry.
like a weekend thing or
Oh,
something?
nice.
or-
Why am I thinking?
I was thinking it
14th
was
annual.
too. I thought it was
14th annual.
it says 14th
Kamikaze.
annual.
Yeah,
What's this then?
that's for the ride.
That's for the ride for the cause. They do a
Oh,
ride
okay.
now
Okay.
too.
It
For
is the
9
14th
for the 9
annual.
years. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But is
I
there
was gonna say I
camping
thought
or
it was
something?
longer than 9th.
Yeah.
Because they say like tent camping and all that. Is it like an all-night
camp-
thing?
yes.
Or?
Oh,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a
It's
festival.
weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a weekend festival.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's legit. I've gotten a
Yes.
couple of
Yeah,
stuff
it's not.
from
It's
their
not like
silent
what we're
auction.
doing today. You know.
I picked up like an autographed Incubus poster and I think a guitar.
What'd
a
you
couple
win
years
that for?
ago.
About $5.50.
I have no idea. I just started writing numbers down.
Yeah, like
I thought they wanted my social
$5.50,
security
yeah.
number,
Yeah.
so I wrote it down and I won.
That's amazing.
Still paying for it.
Still
but-
paying on it.
I wonder.
Yeah, a lot of great bands today. Of course, we'll have some of them on here. Jeff Kelly and the Graveyard Shift will be playing. White Patrol, Cherries, Rob Dixon and Trilogy.
Was Tommy playing? Because I think I saw Tommy out front,
I
like
saw
at work
him-
in the booth. He was at Alley's, for one of Nico's
Yeah, I saw.
featured stage.
I'm wondering if he's in one of the because I did see him, but I don't see his name on here. Maybe he's in one of the bands. I don't
I saw
know.
him running the front gate. Maybe it's just
Maybe
he's
just helping
donating
out.
time.
I'm sure he plays at Cammy's. I'm almost positive. 800-pound Gorilla tonight, amazing band. So we'll get.
It's a good
some more
lineup.
Yeah, I
bands
didn't
on.
get to see. Yeah, I didn't get to see 800-pound Gorilla last time. They were up at Alley's.
Yeah, yep.
I did not get to see that show.
No, I missed that one as well.
I was a little bummed too. I missed the Whoa Tiger show too. I was a little bummed on that one.
Today,
Oh, I forgot you were
Yeah,
gone.
the Alley's, yeah.
Yeah, the Woe Tiger.
Yeah, I was gone for
Yeah.
the Woe Tiger one.
Today, we got a good lineup of beers. It seems.
Yeah,
Kind of an odd one that we seen earlier though too.
Yeah, Paul, I don't know if he's seen that one.
No,
we were talking
probably
about,
not.
But
Which
there's
one?
an odd combo that we were pretty
Well, the
interested
first
in.
one that caught my eye, obviously, was the Cerveza al Martinez.
Yes.
Why you got to go
Which
there?
obviously
At the
caught
top
your
of the
eye,
list,
yeah.
so I'm like,
They knew we're bringing Roberto on today, so they're like, hey, gotta push it aside.
Well, they got what, 4 or 5 beers outside on
I
the
think
tap?
three. I see
Oh, okay,
three.
and then they got the rest of the
But
stuff in
then,
the tap room.
But after that, it's that Pilsner with Sriracha. in
Yeah.
it.
Spicy Pilsner? Srirachas have been harsh, though. Every Sriracha one I've
I
had
know.
have been bad.
Well, I remember that one from Rogue.
Yeah, that's.
Oh,
I don't know how that,
That-
still gets sold.
But that was a stout.
That was a stout.
Was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's been like 3 years since
Thank
I think
God.
we had
it
that
hasn't
one.
been long enough, but yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah.
But this is a Pilsner, so I'm checking the sweetness
Yeah.
and if it's a
Well,
light, and
like-
it could be over pie. It's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting. I don't know how.
Well, I
they would
mean,
do that.
the creeper stuff we've had before. That was that a Pilsner or an ale? Because that was a light beer with fire to it.
Yeah, but this is such a different.
Sriracha-
Well, yeah,
Sriracha's
Sriracha's got
that
that.
sweetness.
Yeah, that's
It's sweet, but then it comes on heat afterwards.
Yeah.
It depends on the Pilsner.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be a lot of
Which
fun.
one is that called? Is that called? Because I'm looking at the
I didn't see the
inside
name
tap
of it.
room as
I
a
don't think it
working
had a-
man's Pilsner.
No, that's their
Okay.
normal Pilsner.
Okay.
I think it's probably going
Probably
to
is
be their
that.
working man Pilsner with Sriracha in it.
Well,
but-
maybe we'll get Luke Nelson on and tell us a little bit about.
I think
that
we have
beer.
to.
So-
Yeah, I
Which,
saw Luke. I
I'm
saw
not
Luke
sure.
around here, didn't he?
Yeah, he's running around. I think he's still getting things ready.
Yeah.
For the
Oh yeah,
day.
everybody's still running around. I mean, there's what do they got up on there? They got a ton of seasonals. They got the amber. They got a porter, hop for teacher. Their cosmic ale.
Which Cosmic Ale is one of my favorites
Yeah.
from Fountain Square.
I don't think
so
I've had that one
Pretty
yet.
excited about that. You haven't had that one?
No, this is my first time to actually Fountain Square.
Oh,
I've
really?
had a Fountain Square brews, here and there at our festivals and all that. This is my well, not my first time. I came down here on Christmas because they donated for our,
Yeah.
that charity
Yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
So, but I didn't actually have a beer here. I just came in and got the stuff.
Their Preacher's Daughter's really
play,
good
man,
here.
good play.
That amber of theirs. Hop for Teacher's really good. I used to love this. Well, not used to, but I love this place. Used to live less than 3 minutes from here.
Did you really?
Oh yeah,
When the hell was that?
when I lived in Beach Grove, and I
So that's your path. I see one.
yeah
through the
yeah that really worn path there. Yeah, it's that was mine. I mean, it was easy Sunday drive for me to
There
come
yeah.
and get
there
beer.
was a stool over there on the bar with a little name with a plaque on the bar.
The one where there's a nice butt groove already in it. Yeah, that's mine.
Why is there a butt groove on the bar? What were you doing? You're supposed to sit in the chair, not the
it's a
bar.
combo, butt groove, butt plug, both.
Yeah. It's what kept me in the chair all day.
Well, it's we've got a lot to do today. It's good to have everybody back together. We haven't done anything together in a little bit, as things have been changing and moving around
progressing
and
yeah, lots of changes.
shuffling.
Yeah.
But it's good to see everybody. And
Yeah, absolutely. Glad
we'll
Jordan's
be-
not here.
Jordan's braving. I believe Jordan's braving the Disney
Oh,
with
is
the
that- they
family.
did do the
Yes,
Disney thing.
they were.
Okay.
Yeah, they
I
went.
seen
down.
that,
That's
yeah.
right.
Poor guy. That's just-
Sucker. I don't know why I'm.
I did
I'm
it
laughing.
last year with 2 kids.
Did you? You've done?
And
Yeah.
my parents.
Yeah, I can't stand going there without kids. I mean, if I've been there to take my nephews and they were teenagers, early teens and all that. And what a nightmare.
I don't know why I'm laughing at him because I'm doing it next year. So.
Are you, really? You
Oh,
wanna
yeah.
take really? Do you want to wait till the young ones a couple more years old to actually
Nah,
appreciate
fuck
it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Well,
that way
actually,
when
she'll
she
get in
gets
3
older-
right now. And
Yeah, exactly.
And when she's older, go, no, we've taken you.
Sorry, yeah, already been there, done that.
Here's pictures.
Look,
You hated it. You screamed the entire time.
yeah, we couldn't get on any rides because you weren't tall
We're
enough.
not doing that again.
We vowed to never take you back.
I paid $1,000 for your ticket. Nothing.
Nothing. No gratitude.
As a matter of fact, you owe me.
Yeah.
Go get me a beer.
There's no gratitude here.
Thanks
Well,
for ruining Disneyland.
Speaking of beer, I think we need one.
Yeah.
Are they open yet? I see a guy at the bar.
How are they not open?
Well, I think they open. at
Doors
noon.
are open.
Well,
It's
doors have
noon.
been open since like 8.
It is noon 03,
It
so
is
I
a-
think it's beer time.
Beer
Yeah.
time.
Beer time.
All right, we'll be
Let's,
back
Yeah.
with some guests on hopefully here soon.
Yes.
And cheers.
Hey, there's Ben Cannon.
All right, join us at Jockey Box Hero. It's Indiana on Tap in partnership with the Hatch. Is excited to announce the inaugural Jockey Box Hero craft beer tasting and live band karaoke competition. This is the first of its kind, Indoor-outdoor event held on Saturday, August 12th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Hatch and Broad Ripple, 6161 North Hillside Avenue, Indianapolis.
So I hear that the Blind Pig Confession's very own Cowboy is going to sing against, get this, William Hung.
The guy from the first American Idol.
That's
The
correct.
guy from the first American Idol. So
how can you miss that?
you can't miss that. Get your tickets now.
It's going to be amazing.
Absolutely.
I understand Cowboy has something special in store, and so we will see what that is. He's picked his song. We're not going to announce it here, but check out the Facebook page for Jockey Box Hero or go to Indiana on Tap and get your tickets for the Hatch August 12th.
And we are back from a short break.
A beer
break.
A beer break.
I was
Jinx.
thirsty.
I was getting very thirsty, yes.
I got to go up to the bar and get one. Is it just those that are with our tickets, or can you go?
I don't know. I think any of them. But we have our guest coming on. Hang on.
Yes, we don't have no get. We don't need no
The
stinking
stinking
guest.
guest. Bienvenidos, aquí estamos. Oh, wait, hold on.
What?
Really?
Would
What are you
quit
doing?
That?
Wrong show.
Nobody understands.
Wrong show. I'm sorry. Thought I was still back in Tijuana.
Tijuana. Well, howdy, ma'am. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well.
Good. We have Aaron, right?
Aaron from Musical Family Tree, who we were just talking about because we don't know much about Musical Family Tree, and they're sponsoring this.
Which is amazing.
Yes.
What,
So-
that you don't know something?
Yes. Like, what in the world is going on?
We don't know somebody in Indy. I don't get it.
Yeah, so Musical Family Tree is a nonprofit organization. We started about 13 years ago just as an archive for Indiana music. It was started by Jeb Banner. And over the years, it grew and grew, and now the archive has over 1,600 Indiana artists on it that you can listen to for free. And it's also grown into a nonprofit that serves and supports Indiana musicians.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we do educational programs for artists. We've been operating a small all-ages venue space in the Murphy Building.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So we opened that at the beginning of this year, and I've been doing a variety of hip-hop shows, rock. We've hosted a chamber ensemble, benefit shows.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then there's a small local music record store in there as well.
Very cool. Very cool. Wow.
Now, do you do anything to bring Indiana music outside of it?
Yeah, so
Okay.
that was part of why we were excited about opening a venue was, if any of you have been in a band, you know how crucial it is to find connections with artists throughout the country. So we really wanted to use curation as a tool for connecting musicians in Indianapolis with those from across the country. So we host shows that will feature touring artists and local bands, and then work to help them build a relationship, connect great bands that are a good fit, and hope that they will tour swap or show swap, and build a connection later on. As far as promoting Indiana music nationally, we have just kind of started working towards that. We've been talking with various promoters about local artists, and we also host a hip-hop festival here that has gotten some national attention, Treese, which is actually on August 26th.
August 26th. Awesome.
Yeah, it's in its third year. It's an all-day hip-hop festival here in Fountain Square, and it'll feature over 50 hip-hop artists in 7 venues.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
So now can everybody go to your website and listen to music? Is that what is that what it is? Okay. That's awesome.
Musicalfamilytree.com. There's an archive, so you can go click on bands and it'll show a list, and sort of the birth of Musical Family Tree and why it's called Musical Family Tree is that when bands add their music, they can put all the related bands, so all the bands who have members in the same ones, so you can kind of trace the...
That is really neat.
Yeah, and then you can also make your own playlists from music on
No
there.
way. That's cool.
Yeah, and we also have curated playlists that we put out almost weekly, and we'll do guest playlists. And then we have a blog that's all Indiana music journalism. So actually, Seth Johnson is our amazing blog editor, and he's also the one that curated the music for today's show.
Oh, wow.
Very cool.
I am a little mad that
I know that we don't know
that
this,
I
yeah.
haven't especially
13, 14
being-
years, you say, and we're just barely hearing about it?
I mean,
Yeah.
and we're all music
Well,
lovers,
Brennan's-
and of course Roberto.
Yeah.
Roberto's a musician, and
That's
Brendan's
awesome.
supposed to be the music guru.
Because
Jeez, Brendan.
I know it's very difficult usually for local musicians to get appreciated in their own area.
Yeah.
I come from Texas, and playing in South Texas, where my band originated from, was difficult. Anytime I went out of state, even to Washington or to Florida, the appreciation was 1,000 times more.
Yeah.
So having a local support system like that, I think would have been great. And I think you guys are doing great. That's awesome. I'm
Thank
definitely
you.
going to check you guys out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now, how does one donate to the cause, if you will?
Yeah, so if you go on our website, we have a donate tab on the top of our page. So there are a couple ways that people can support us. We actually just recently started a membership program where you can sign up to be a member, you pay monthly, and you get into a certain number of our shows based on what level you are. You actually get free admission to all Fountain Square Brewery music events.
Oh, wow.
You get 10% off at Square Cat Vinyl, and you
Nice.
get
Awesome.
15% off in our record store as well. So
Very cool.
you can become a member or be a one-time donor. We've got a PayPal donation page, and pretty much all of the proceeds will go to fund programs that support our local musicians that make Indy a great place to live. So
Very,
Very
very
neat.
cool.
I'd love to do something more with you guys, even get you guys on one of our shows at Alley's or something, and drink some beer with us. And
sold.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just want to make note of this. This is the first time we've ever had anybody come on that actually has a notebook with
Ready
talking
stuff to
points.
say.
Yeah. And so I'm really impressed already.
Thank you. Hashtag executive director life.
we don't even do that.
I was just saying, she didn't know what show she was coming on.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Ben. This,
Well, we
this
were
is Ben.
teasing
This is
Ben's
Ben's notes.
We have a Facebook message going on. It's like, what are talking points for next week's show? And nobody answers.
It's just yeah.
so we just show up day of and like, we'll just figure it out.
We'll wing it. Oh, that's
Some
awesome.
nights that works incredible.
After a few beers,
Yes,
it
some
goes
nights that's-
great.
Most things do go better. that
Yes.
way.
With a few beers, yeah.
Yes. Well, we believe in combining this music and beer, so we love these kind of festivals because I just
Yeah.
think beer and music and that socialization just go together well. And
Absolutely. There's
And-
something somewhat like ceremonious about getting together and cracking open a beer
Yeah.
or pouring a beer out of a keg. Just
Yes.
sort of starts that,
yeah,
the same connection and vibe as
Yes.
great
Oh, yeah.
music.
It's like
Absolutely
breaking down a
does.
barrier
Yeah.
and just like, you know what, we're here for a common cause, be it drinking a beer or listening to tunes or whatever, and it gets things going. Like it opens up that door, be like, hey, let's talk about this because we got interest, and it just kind of keeps evolving from there. And that's how relationships are built. So I dig it. I totally.
I
dig
hated Roberto until I realized he liked beer. So
it. Was it my hair?
Yeah.
It was the hair,
It was
right?
the hair,
Yeah, I get that a lot.
That's one of the reasons we love Fountain Square is they do so much with the local community, and they, and obviously, with the music. So it's just such a cool place. And
Yeah,
they do a lot to
Fountain
give
Square
back.
Brewery has been so good to Musical
Yeah.
Family Tree and to me personally, but especially with Musical Family Tree being a part of our membership program. They're a sponsor for our venue space, so they serve beer, all the beer, and are a financial supporter of what we do at MFT. And then also my band hosted our release show here, so I feel
There you
very
go,
close and appreciative to
Now,
Fountain
what
Square
is your
Brewery.
band? Are you playing today?
Oh, we're not.
Oh.
I wish.
Okay.
One of our members is actually out of the country.
Oh.
So, but I play in a band called Elliot Bigger, where I'd say I would call us prog rock.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
I play drums.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. So our next show is going to be at State Street Pub on August 3rd with SM Wolf and Sweet Poison Victim, who are playing
They are
here
playing
today.
tonight. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Good deal.
So-
Yeah, we'd love to have you on sometime and join us at Alley's or something and talk about the
Absolutely.
band and everything in Musical Family Tree Awesome and drink some beer with us, and that'd be great.
Absolutely. That
I think
sounds
we need
great.
to do a show at the Murphy Building with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be great.
Yeah, we love pushing stuff like this, so yeah, we'd love to do more with you guys.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Good
So
deal.
what do you guys have coming up soon?
The one talking
the
point
one
that I
talking
missed.
point. Yes, I got it. I got it.
Well, let's
No,
think
just
out
as we
past
have
like late August, though.
so many events.
Yeah, go out past like late August.
I mean, the next big one is, like I mentioned, Trees is huge.
Yeah.
And that, again, is August 26th. People can go to Facebook, like Trees on Facebook, or go to trees.com to see the lineup. We just announced that lineup pretty recently. And then next we've got July 21st, Charlie Ballantyne, Sedcarn Archives, and Us Today, a band from Cincy. That's going to be on July 21st at 8 o'clock. And then we have on July 22nd, Adjacent Mythologies, which is a event for the Museum of Psychphonics.
Oh, wow.
That is a really cool little like musical oddities museum that's in our space that was the brainchild of Kip Normand and Michael Kaufman. It's this super cool little gem that's just tucked away in the Murphy building.
Nice.
Museum of Psychphonics. Yeah.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
What? Go check that out.
Yes.
That sounds really neat.
Yeah, they've got the spaceship from the Parliament Funkadelic
No
tour.
way.
Nice.
The
No
spaceship
way.
from the set.
Yeah?
Yep.
I thought isn't George Clinton coming up?
Yeah, we actually. I was just talking to my brother yesterday. We're getting tickets for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Kalamazoo show on
Yeah,
September
yeah.
2nd. So you guys, it's a Saturday night. So let's go see George.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we know
it's gonna be a
somebody up
blast.
there where we can just crash, right?
Yes,
I think we know a
Yeah.
guy
Yeah.
or two,
Yes.
you know?
His floor's a little uncomfortable though.
I disagree.
Wait a minute. I actually know, obviously, people in Kazoo, so we
Oh,
can just
okay,
stay in
okay, that's
Kazoo.
different,
Man.
yeah.
We don't have to go back to South End. We're good.
Hey, either
All right,
way.
that works.
We're good.
Kazoo, I like that. They should just take out the rest of it. Just
I know.
call it Kazoo.
Yeah, if you're from
That's
Michigan,
such
you
a-
hear Kalamazoo, you're like, where? Oh, Kazoo. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, I get it, yeah. Well, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate you talking to us. This is great, actually, knowing more about you guys. so.
Absolutely, yeah. Go to musicalfamilytree.com, check out the archive, and like us on Facebook as well.
Oh, absolutely.
We're active on there.
Yes, we
Yeah.
will push the heck out of you guys. So
Awesome.
that's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great,
Thanks
thanks
so much
very
for
much.
having me. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, is that Ben Cannon?
The Blind Pigs are proud to support Cammy's Cause August 18th and Saturday, August 19th. The Pigs will be there on Friday, the 18th. Cammy's Cause is a music festival held at the Fortville American Legion Campground, provided by the American Legion Post 391. Its purpose is to raise funding and awareness for families affected who turn a negative into a positive on a daily basis. This year's event includes a kids zone, Cammy's Ride, and other fun events for the kids.
Admission is only $10. $5 for 12 and under. Rain or shine, tent camping only. So this is a family-friendly event. The gates open at 6 p.m. on Friday, live music scheduled, and then the gates open at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Please, again, make sure you attend the event both days, and the Pigs will be there on Friday night to help support Cammy's Cause.
We look forward to seeing you.
Roll on one.
Roll on one.
Alrighty, we are back with the head brewer from Fountain. No?
Sales manager.
Sales man.
Whatever.
Way to go. Way to prep.
We had him on last time. No, last time, remember, that's what I said last time.
That's right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
No,
And you got
never
the
mind.
same, no.
Yeah.
dummy.
No.
No.
And
Whatever.
of course, Mr. Luke Nelson from Fountain Square. It's good to have you on.
How you guys doing?
All right, Luke.
Excellent.
Good. What are you sipping on today?
I'm drinking the Wheels of Soul lager.
Yeah?
Right
I just
now.
had that.
Yeah.
That's I think I need to try that next. But I'm on this Pilsner. Sriracha Pilsner is not
Oh, I haven't had
exactly
that
what I
one yet.
thought it was.
Is it good?
It's pretty solid. It's a good hot day beer.
Yeah.
Pat didn't really get that yeast strand for Pat didn't agree with him as well.
Yeah,
I
I'm-
really, really like it.
I'm drinking just the working man's Pilsner that I'm assuming that's built off of.
Yep,
But
yep.
The Sriracha on the front, I don't know, something's weird to me
Those
on it.
spiced beers, things like that, they're not always.
But it's
you
not
know.
actually spicy. It's just the yeast.
It's
Oh,
just
just
that
the
yeast.
yeast.
Yeah,
Oh.
but
There's no-
there's definitely a unique that yeast
There's a
that
tartness to
flavor.
it,
There's
yeah.
a little bit of a tart. Yeah, it's a weird.
But it's weird.
No, I
'cause
shouldn't say weird.
No,
I
no, it's
really
good.
enjoy this beer.
I think
It's
my
probably what I'm going to be drinking all day. But there's a little bit of biscuit, like
Yeah, it's-
before the tartnit. It's kind of
Maybe
an odd
that's-
pairing.
maybe
But,
that's
I'll have
what's
to try
getting me.
some. I should probably drink things like that.
Yes,
You think?
should.
but it kind of plays like a sriracha pepper almost, because you get a little sweetness, you get a little tartness, and you get a little. It's a-
really
and
enjoy
maybe
it.
that's
I
what
think
my
it's good.
brain's not. My brain's expecting the heat.
But
Calling
you-
it.
I think
you
it's
know,
more of a mental
Yeah.
thing than an actual taste.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm expecting
Because
some
we
spice.
went into it
Expected some spice.
expecting something bad.
But it was funny because
or
that's
not
what
as
Justin back
good.
there was.
Right.
Justin was like, "Well, it's not what you think it is," and I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "It's not the pepper; it's just the yeast string." I was like, "Oh, okay." And so I threw away all that, and it's a good beer. It's a solid beer.
Well, yeah,
I like
because
it.
they ferment the sriracha stuff just like any other kind of Tabasco sauce or beer does. That stuff sits there for like 2-3 years.
Oh yeah.
I think Tabasco kind of stuff does the same thing. I didn't realize how long it takes to make like Tabasco sauce and sriracha sauce, and
Right.
because there was stuff on the news I think out in California on the sriracha farms, and all the neighbors were like complaining and they wanted them out and farther away from there because it was just a horrible smell, or just
Hey, there's Ben Cannon.
all the time. You're supposed to wait till the end of the end of each segment.
It doesn't matter.
He's literally just do that every
He
time Ben
actually is
walks
here.
by.
But well, this must be you haven't even had it yet, so they just tapped this today?
Yeah, it's just special for today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
they're
really
doing a
cool.
couple things. I think there might be some of the hop for teachers that are dry hopped again after.
really?
Yeah, added dry hop with like different hops, like Amarillo. I know they had one. I don't know if they're doing that today or not. I think they were for each of these music festivals. They're doing something different.
Yeah.
Like just 6 barrels of stuff for
cool.
to do something interesting, but usually on a base of what we already make.
Yeah.
Instead of, we don't really have a great test system to put out
Yeah.
like different things at this point. The one we had has not been working properly lately, so instead of like trying to mess with that and do like a small batch on our 15 barrel batch, it's just easier to add things to it usually.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
I think they're talking about doing some infusions with liquor too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you've got that Pilsner that you can build off of, that's nothing wrong with experimenting that. Grab a couple barrels, throw something in here, throw something in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, you could almost like sour a little bit or pickle one, or anything like that. The Pilsner's a great one to build off of.
Oh, that Working Man here is amazing.
It's clean.
That was usually my go-to on a Sunday when I didn't have it was my Sunday beer usually when I lived right down the street.
That's the
essentially.
one. That's the one that got me actually to apply here when I moved back from Oregon.
Yeah.
It was that and the Hop for Teacher. I
Yeah,
just thought,
they're
you
both solid
don't.
beers,
It's well, you're seeing more breweries doing lagers and pilsners now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Daredevil just got the best in show for their
Brew Cup.
German pilsner.
Right.
Which was funny out of them. I didn't expect that out of them.
Well,
but-
supposedly I was just talking to somebody yesterday, and apparently their lagering is on point. I haven't had
I haven't
some
had
of their
it either.
beers
I haven't had a
recently,
Daredevil in a while.
but I mean, I've always known them for Liftoff. That's kind of what they
exactly.
they
and
jumped
that's-
out of the gate with.
Every time
Yeah.
I think of Daredevil, I think,
Or
hop
Ripcord.
forward. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
Apparently
no,
their
they're-
lagering is
It's
on
on
point.
point,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is good and bad. I mean, it's good for them. I'm
Bad
not
for
trying to
everybody
mess
else.
with anybody's
Yeah.
like Pilsners have been like top dog in the state for Pilsners for
Well, yeah.
5 years now, and so it's kind of like, especially doing the sales thing.
Oh, yeah.
I have my like work hat on, and I'm like, sons of bitches.
Got a gap in our record
You guys
now.
are good.
You guys are good, and I hate you for it.
Stop
but,
being good.
But I'll take a 6-pack.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it around back, though. Put it
Just
in my
don't-
car.
yeah,
Don't let
yeah.
anybody see me.
Yeah, I'll just buy it from the brewery that way.
Yeah, it's perfect that way.
Well, I can't wait to try
No, but
that.
it's good. I mean, it's good. That was sort of the trend that I was seeing when I left Oregon, was a lot more lagers, a lot more
Yeah.
pilsners.
Yeah, hop was not the IPAs and hops were declining a little bit more, and
Which-
people were getting into that.
Which I think is a perfect time for
love
Indiana because Yingling just got here.
yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, I've loved Yingling for a very long time, but they're not the best lager
Anymore.
out there. I mean, I keep a case in my fridge at all times.
Well, yeah, but that's for
Yeah.
that's for others who yeah. I mean, if I go to a bar, we've talked about that before,
Oh, yeah.
and they don't have a lot of choices, but they got a Yingling. I'm
Yeah.
probably going to go with that just because if they don't have a lot of craft, but Yingling's at least tasty.
Yeah.
It's not the big.
It's like
not
know,
Bud or
fishing beer, boating
Yeah.
beer, or whatever. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
it
nothing
is,
wrong
yeah.
with having
Right.
that. I mean, I'm old style is kind of my
yeah.
my beer. I mean, domestic
Right.
lager that
Yep.
I don't have to think about. I can just drink.
And I think we all have that beer.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
I mean-
I love a good lager, and I think there's
Oh, yeah.
many more bad lagers out there.
Oh,
because
gosh.
it is a
There
tough
is.
beer to do. I think
yeah.
there's a lot of bad ones. But man, when you get a good lager, I think it's one of those beers that can't be beaten.
Lagering's difficult.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
again,
you gotta step cool it in that fermentation process, and when you do, if you don't do it right, it ends up being really, really sweet, and you end up, because you're not extracting enough fermentation out of it,
yeah.
and you end up getting all that sugar left in there.
Yeah,
and then
you
you're
get
like,
some
oh
very
my God.
syrupy lagers.
Yeah.
Well, and then if you mess it up, it's not like an ale where if you add more hop, add more malt.
Yeah,
You know, I
it
mean,
turns out okay.
And it turns out fine. You may not end up with what you were trying to brew, but
salvage
it's
it.
still
But it's sellable,
it's
yeah.
still drinkable. It's not just dump it down the drain. You know, that didn't work out for us.
Yeah.
You know, deal, which kind of lagers generally are. I mean,
Yeah, you really can't do much
and
else.
and
if
there's
you-
not, and just the flavor profile in general is hard. You can't hide any imperfections.
Well,
you
and
know.
they take so long to do.
Oh,
I mean,
40 days, 30
yeah,
to 40
I mean,
days.
it's compared to what your normal Pilsner,
14.
probably 14.
Yeah,
Yeah,
max.
that's what I
I
was going
mean,
to say.
So you're just adding risk in there.
Yeah.
It's the
Well-
the longer and the more steps you have to throw into that, just like any kind of project you do. It's just you're adding risk to that project.
Yeah,
If something's
and
gonna go
they,
wrong.
you know, for us, for any brewery that's like a production brewery,
Yeah.
even though I wouldn't call ourselves a production brewery, but if you're, you know, sending it out to the masses, it takes up a lot of space. I mean,
Well, it takes up a chamber. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
it's- well, we
you
du-
could,
we
you could
double
have put
brew it
2
every week.
beers on that in the time
Yeah.
that you only did one.
Yep.
Exactly.
I mean, we always have 4 batches of Pilsner going at all times, you know, in different you know, levels.
Yeah, doesn't
So-
surprise me. I mean,
Yeah, it's so there. I mean, that's why I think you don't see a lot of craft breweries doing them too, is because the smaller the brewery are, you're
Right, you
you
don't
know,
have
it's
the
valuable
facility.
real estate.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
that they're taking
Yep.
up.
but I'm glad to see them do it though.
Oh yeah.
I'm happy,
trying.
and I'm going to try everyone I come across.
Well, and
you
I
know,
think
but
Upland has a Vienna Lager coming out in 15-pack cans.
it's out already, isn't it?
Free time?
Yeah.
Is it
Is
out?
it out?
It may not be in cans, but it's on.
I think it's out in cans next week. I was just talking
Is
with
it?
Iris
Oh,
the other
okay.
day, running around with her
Well,
doing sales.
someone else just did a Vienna Lager. Who was that? Remember we were just at a Radio Edit.
Alleys, Radiothon.
No, what was the
Doesn't Round
Grand
Town?
Junction?
Round
Grand
Town?
Junction.
Does it Round Town have
Oh,
a Vienna?
Round Town has a lager. I don't
Yeah,
know if
because-
it's. Yeah, I think it is a Vienna
Yeah,
Lager
Vienna,
too.
and yeah.
There's like 3 people at Grand Junction's.
The Rock the Junction one that had there were like 3 Vienna lagers
Yeah.
there.
Was-
I
As
can't
a
remember
Rock
who
the
all did.
Junction.
Round Town was one of them.
Round Town had the
They have a
one.
very good one, yeah.
Yeah.
There's 2 other places. Ram. The Ram did one, and man, there's somebody else. I know there was.
Ram was
there
that-
were 2 or 3. It might have been Grand Junction themselves.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing Ram.
You
Of course,
don't?
if I saw it, I probably walked right by it. But
No, they had that. They had that sour beer.
oh, that's right. They're down the end. Okay,
Yeah.
that's right.
They were down by the lightning strikes.
They were right across the street. They were right across the street from that that cake lady.
The tipsy, yeah. Oh, man.
We did that Rock the Junction in the middle of that damn horrible storm, and lightning struck at the end of the.
Oh, it was-
a block, half a block away. You could
Well, then
feel
we're
the
lucky to
heat
be
wave.
talking to you guys.
You could feel the heat wave, and it was just. There wasn't
you
even
could
time to
smell it.
react between the lightning and the thunder.
Yeah.
Everybody jumped like 10 feet, and
Yeah.
and one lady and the cake lady got
The cake lady got hit.
electrocuted,
Yeah.
She really? She did?
She said she was touching her truck.
and it got just passively, yeah, but
Yeah. Oh yeah. Said it got her pretty good. I mean, her hand was. I mean, it looked bruised.
yeah, it was pretty.
I
pretty
just
freaky.
hope it doesn't affect your cooking because
Yeah.
Yeah, those little.
holy shit.
Yeah, she
Those
was
like-
really good.
yeah, those things are
She brews with all the. She makes all her with all the grains and
Oh, nice. Like
and the
spend,
beer,
like
beers.
spend grain.
Well, no,
Yeah.
and the beers and stuff. And yeah,
That's cool.
Oh, it was delicious though. It was
There's
really,
a lot of
really
there's a lot
good.
of cool things you can do with spend grains.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know people make dog treats with them.
Yeah.
we feed our pig.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
I keep trying to get the wife to make me some bread with it, but
Yeah, what the hell?
Huh?
You still ain't made no bread?
no, she ain't making bread with it yet.
Damn.
It's upsetting
Just get
me.
one of them bread maker things and just throw it all in there.
Well, I
When we're
recently
done.
seen that you can do it on a slow cooker. So
Can you?
Oh, yeah.
that'd be nice.
Yeah,
Throw a little brown sugar in there. Just eat it for
Oh,
breakfast
yeah.
in the morning.
Heck yeah.
Just add the sugar back in.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not very good on its own anymore. So what else is new
what's,
for you
yeah,
guys?
so
Yeah.
what's going on at Fountain Square that we haven't known about? Well, I know
Well,
it's been a month?
a
since
month.
we saw you?
So
Yeah.
it hasn't been too long, but,
No, but-
we are canning for the first time,
You
and
guys
they
are
are
canning
released.
now.
Yep, we
Awesome.
are going to slowly move toward canning. We still have a lot of inventory of glass, labels,
Oh yeah.
6-pack holders, and you guys know we own our bottling machine.
Yeah.
Right.
So now do you guys own your canning machine?
Nope, we're
Yeah.
doing Indiana Mobile
Mobile.
Canning.
Indiana Mobile.
Perfect.
Those
They're
guys
good
are great.
people,
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
I wish I'd have gotten into
Now,
that.
Jackie.
Jackie does work for them and
Okay,
us. She
yeah,
actually
yeah,
runs
exactly.
the labeler here.
Oh no
and-
way.
Yeah.
Right
So
on.
she packages both. So if you
Cool.
drank one of our beers in package, it's
Jackie's
touched it
Yeah.
one way or another, which is a good thing because she's literally the nicest woman you'll ever meet.
And she's going through some times right now.
Yep. She's got some medical issues.
And actually, your Martinez your saison today, $1 of every beer.
$1 of every pint goes to her to help with her medical costs.
Was that a saison?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a saison.
It's they're calling it a Belgian farmhouse. It's a saison.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. But then I had this. I had that Sriracha Pilsner, and man, that's a good beer.
I mean, our draft list right now is pretty solid. I mean, there's not a bad beer up there. I mean, not that we ever do, but there's stuff. Sometimes you look up there and you're like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, a style or whatever. That's just me. Like, I'm not a big wit guy, so usually at this time of year we have the Belgian wit on, and
which is
whatever.
my wife's favorite here.
Nice. Well,
she's
great, but I don't like that beer.
You ever go into a brewery? You go into one and you're like, you look at the list and you go,
all the time.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Couple.
That happens.
But then
quite
you're
a
like, you
bit.
gotta get one,
Yeah.
Well, we've
And
been
you're like, do you have guest taps?
Brendan, surprisingly enough, Brendan and I did that a couple months ago where we walked into one, and luckily somebody did come up and and they were guest tapping a little bit, because we just looked at it and went like, really?
We'll talk about that.
Everything's all like IPA and 12%.
Yeah, there was
the whole board was above 10.
And it was all.
That's
There was
hard.
like maybe one stout on. It was just really weird. We're like, wow, it's like all this.
Well,
same
sometimes
beer.
small breweries will only have like 4 or 5 lines going too.
No, but this was like
These
8
guys-
lines.
But they even had other people's beer, but they
And it was
kept
still-
it was all the same.
Wow.
It was all
Yeah.
the same style
All
of
in on
beer.
the
It was really
hoppy beer.
weird.
There were only
Yeah,
like 2 beers under 6%.
No way.
And 75% of them were over like 50 IBUs or something, or higher. And it's
Which
just
I mean,
going-
I'm good with that. I mean, well, just like Danny Boy. I mean, they've got stuff that's 80, 90. What that one was huge, but it's so well balanced that
Right.
it's okay. But
But
I just
sometimes you
don't
go
like-
in though, and you already have like.
a mindset.
Generally,
Yeah.
like I'm a mood drinker for sure.
Oh, yeah,
like, I
absolutely.
mean,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
I'll follow suit like
Yeah.
style
Oh,
after
yeah.
that.
Right.
Like, I don't
But
know.
yeah, I'm a mood drinker too. I walk in, I'm looking and going.
I'm
I'm
usually
at the craft brewery. I'm going. You got any whiskey?
Yeah. Well, that's a problem. You're that guy that comes up and asks for whiskey, and I say, yeah, it says brewery up front.
yeah.
You got a hubcap for a 1954 Chrysler?
Ooh, Mini Trucker Magazine.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I think we just found a new cup for FDR's Tuesday nights.
Well, we did used to be a carburetor exchange here, so that's
In this
interesting.
building,
there's-
yeah?
yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's
neat.
like the only one I think in town. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of old school. I mean, you'll get these guys that have been around for a while. I
Yeah.
mean, they haven't put a carburetor in a car in God knows how long.
Yeah.
Like my adult life. So
Yeah.
Don't lie.
I mean, I think I had a car with a carburetor at one time.
Yeah, I've
but
had a couple.
But yeah, so you get some of these old guys in, and they're like, "Was this the carburetor exchange?" I had an Uber driver that when I put in the address, he worked here.
Oh, no way.
He was like, "Is that the old carburetor exchange?" I
yeah,
ride to
yeah.
work, and he's, it's like, yeah. He's like, "Oh yeah,
I used to work right over there in that corner.
yeah." He did. He was like,
he came and pointed to it, huh?
Oh yeah, he had like the map of it in his head. He was like, "So you know where this, and this is?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's not relevant. Like now it
Yeah,
doesn't
no.
compute."
No, this place was
I don't
gutted
remember
and,
when
yeah.
the shelves were. Never saw it when. But it's interesting. I mean, you see, like that's kind of the way breweries are. They get into industrial spaces,
Yeah.
concrete
we got
floors.
lots of 'em.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
like-
the best place. They're
Well,
cheaper.
Well, yeah, like we were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about round towns in a place where that's where I used to rave at back in the 90s,
Yeah.
in the early 90s, and Deer Creek's over, in a big old bacon or
Yeah.
meat warehouse,
Meat-
old
meat
meat
packing
packing
place,
place,
And I think
huge
it's cool.
freezers everywhere.
Yeah, I think it's cool when they use the,
Yeah,
they
oh,
kind of
yeah.
incorporate some of that with it. It's kind of cool. And they keep
Yeah, I
that
mean,
and-
it's interesting. You can travel around the United States, and that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and it's kind of cool. Like they're often in up and coming neighborhoods because real
Yeah.
estate's cheaper.
Yeah.
And I mean, you go to any city, it's going to be the Fountain Square.
Oh, yeah.
where the
There's going to be a
breweries are.
Fountain Square brewery, yeah.
So, well, in that part of town.
Exactly,
Like
yeah.
Denver, Portland does the same thing.
I'm
So,
sorry. It's
What
an
are you-
inside
What are
joke.
you laughing at? We got to cut something out, or
Because you
are you
said
working?
about the up and coming, and I was waiting for you to say, yeah, gentrification. I was just.
Oh, no.
Oh, I was wondering what you were laughing about. I
Our
was
trip
like,
to Memphis.
It just, yeah, it, just,
They liked my use of the word
it
gentrification
made me giggle.
because we were in a rough neighborhood that was,
But we
but
couldn't
it was
remember.
up. It was starting to be. It was like Fountain Square, where it's area
Yeah.
is a little rough, but
It
but then
wasn't
you all
the
of a sudden you
word.
have all these.
It wasn't the word. It was your explanation. Was the damn hippies. That was how he explained that. Was it's the damn hippies buying them.
it's generally the way it works. I mean, it's. You see it everywhere.
I don't think that's how it's listed in the dictionary.
Gentrification. Damn hippie.
Yeah. Damn hippie neighborhoods.
There goes Ben Cannon. I'll say that for
Well,
Cannon.
you missed it. Thanks. You
No.
caught it. Yeah.
Well, I don't like to do it too many times in one segment.
It can be like slug bug.
Yeah?
So whenever you see Ben Cannon, someone, first
Yeah.
one to get punched. There you go.
That'll be later.
It's a good thing we don't serve booze. You guys would be taking shots every time you see Ben Cannon.
Well,
Who brought the
far's my
flag?
truck?
Wait.
yeah, Thunderbird's pretty close.
Yeah, they sell Mad Dog 2020 over at the Conoco,
Ooh,
right?
No.
I guarantee they do.
No, they do not.
Nope.
Oh, no?
No.
He already knows.
Oh, he knows, huh?
No, yeah.
No, it's not a liquor. It's
Well, they're not a Rickers, so I don't think they can get away. Or I don't even know how that all works. Rickers and their speedways can do it too.
But not, yeah, but
Speedways.
then the what?
There was
I
only
didn't
in a
even
couple of them. That
see
was that-
everything
yeah,
that
that-
happened, but didn't they get?
They
Aren't
won.
there
they
issues
closed the
going on
loophole.
now?
They closed that loophole.
Okay,
I
that's
think.
what I
I think they
thought.
were. Yeah.
Oh, they
finally-
didn't win it?
I thought they closed the loophole.
Oh, I thought they won it. Okay.
Well, still, some of the speedways still
yeah,
sell
but
warm
I
beer.
was just say I was just in Speedway and
Well,
they
no,
had
no,
beer.
no. You
Oh,
can
they
sell
sell warm
warm
beer,
beer.
yeah.
The whole
Okay.
thing was cold beer.
Rickers they
Had the cold
beer.
beer.
Because
but I
they had
still
a
don't know,
restaurant.
like,
Because
why-
they had a restaurant, and they were
Right.
selling the 6-packs cold from the restaurant, and then you go out with them.
But now they can't, or they're still fighting that? or-
I thought they lost.
I thought
they
they won it.
loopholed it,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'll double.
That
Well,
sucks.
you've got. I brought you the laptop for that reason.
Yeah,
I don't
we're
wanna
not
waste
looking
our
that up.
hotspot.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
Not
you're
a-
not, you're
not
not
a
wasting the
Rickers.
hotspot. I can always turn the phone on too. You're not going to waste the internet. We're not going to run out of internet. It's okay.
We have reached the end of the internet.
Al Gore just texted me and said we got like 20 minutes left.
Every day,
That iceberg's
I
coming.
feel like there's a moment where I hit something on the internet and I'm like, there's nothing else I can look up on the internet. I just found it. The
Nope.
end of it.
Yeah,
Nope.
nope.
Next day comes around, I'm like, look at that. Found something else.
Look, do you ever take days and just? I mean, I'm sure you do, but do you ever take? Like you said, you have mood days, but do you ever go out and just like take a day to try different craft beer at different?
Not as
different
much as I
breweries, or
should. I really do. I mean, it becomes like that thing where you do it for a living and
Then you don't
it
want to.
consumes
But
you.
yeah,
You
okay.
know, and I
Makes
tell my
sense.
girlfriend all the time, like I ought to drink more in my, like I ought to patronize my accounts more often than we do. Like I mean, I get 50% off a keg sales here. I have a kegerator at home.
Yeah, what's yeah.
You know,
I'm
50
going
cents,
home.
50 cents a beer, or you know, with
So,
tip $8, you know, a beer.
So what can I do here?
Well, they need help on the bottling line. You can go mess with that monster.
Well,
Samil,
Well.
Slamazel, Haas and Pfeffer.
Yeah.
I can see Cowboy going, putting the glove on the
there.
bottle.
No, he'd be sticking the mouse in the bottom.
That's true. Yeah.
that one's mine.
Just see Cowboy over in the corner with just beer,
Yeah.
like a pile of beer bottles around him, all the short fills.
He's making a tent. He's
Yeah.
making a fort out of bottles.
I don't know how we can find
Get out of
him.
my fort.
He's like a staple here now. He's like a tourist event.
No, but I should. I mean, there's enough breweries now these days that are really, really good. I think that are doing some fun things.
Yeah.
It just, like I said, it becomes hard. You have all these breweries coming in, Rhine guys coming in now.
Yeah, what the
Yeah.
hell is that? I've
Right
seen
now,
that everywhere.
yeah,
We haven't even
Are
hit.
they
we
actually
haven't-
coming in, or are they bringing their line in?
They're just selling beer here
Yeah.
now for the first time.
Yeah.
Which they
Seeing
did
that
for
everywhere.
a while. I don't know.
They did, and then it went away.
Where
'Cause
are
I
they- where are they
remember-
out of?
I remember a lot of people
Cincy?
coming in and saying, "Hey, you gotta try this. You gotta try this."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay." So when I went to try it, it was all gone. I was like, "Well, how the hell do I get a hold of any
They're
of this?"
fine. I mean, they're fine. I
Yeah.
haven't had anything that super wowed me, but only had a couple of their
Now,
house styles.
who's the brewer? Is that somebody
Jim
from
Matt?
Indy?
No, he might have been the former Sun King brewer. They have ties to Sun King on some level.
Everybody has
Okay,
ties to
that's
Sun
that's
King.
what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
In this state, in all the surrounding states, there's a Sun King brewer somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they have a cool cider program that they're doing, which is
Ryan Geist does?
which is kind of interesting. You know, you don't often see breweries mess with the ciders too
No.
much.
Which is neat. Who's the big cider company now?
Ash and Elm.
Ash and Elm.
Ash and-
That's,
yeah,
that's
Ash and
the
Elm.
one.
Well, I'd be remiss if we didn't mention New Day.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
New
Yeah.
Day's been
New Day's
around.
been-
They've been a
yeah, they've been
staple.
here.
But Ash and Elm kind of came on the scene. What, a couple years ago? We seen them at Pies and Pints.
Pies and
Yeah.
Pints, yep.
And they weren't even open yet.
Right. We gotta get.
Yeah, they're
on there.
good. And
They
actually,
were
we need to
very
really
good.
get into New Day.
So-
We haven't been in there
yeah.
yet.
Ciders has never been my thing. I mean, I like the sours, but ciders, I don't know.
I can do a cider for dessert.
Yeah, I mean, there's some I really enjoy. I think it's something you have to go into because I think you think of cider, you think of
Well,
just
I think there's a
woodchuck or
I
something,
think there's
but
a
so
stigma
many
now.
different stuff they
Yeah.
do. Like beer, there's so much they can do with a cider now, just like they can.
But
with beer,
I think, like you said, there's a stigma to it. You know,
Right.
it's like,
Right.
oh well, here's your hard cider and all
Yeah.
that, the generic stuff that's been around, and you're thinking it classifies to me kind of in the same category as like a Smirnoff Ice and you know, and all those kind of.
I think it
Well,
was.
yeah, I you know what? I still can't
Zima's
believe it.
back.
That's all the
God.
Zima I was talking about, just because
And I
out of
still had
history, I
zero.
still haven't even gotten
Me
one.
too.
I was surprised because we haven't gotten
For
together.
me, it's like after the first one, I'm okay with it.
Oh no, I don't want
Like-
any more. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
like,
I
I
want
mean,
to
I'm
try
talking
one.
about ciders or anything
Oh
like
yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
after that first bottle, I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, you know what? I can handle this. And I think it's just that also that preconception, you know.
Yeah.
that
Well, I like
mental-
there are some really, really good ones that are not like uber sweet. You
Yeah.
know, the drier. That's
right.
what my personal
Right.
preference
I
is.
like mixing it with the beer though. Like for me, a black and tan, it wasn't really a black and tan. In Arizona, it was called a snake bite for some reason, which is odd because a snake bite to me is a shot of tequila with Tabasco on it.
Oak and Barrel. You just call them snake bites,
But
too.
the Guinness and Strongbow.
Yeah.
That's to me is better than like a Guinness and Bass or Guinness and Harp or anything, because you can cut out a lot. You can really merge it, and it's not beer on beer.
Yeah.
That's about the only time I drink a cider, is
I
if
just-
I'm mixing it with a Guinness.
You just said you like them dry, but I just had a blackberry cider,
He likes
but
'em
over vanilla ice cream.
Wet
Holy
and creamy.
shit.
It was
And
wet
there's
and
your dessert,
creamy.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a dessert. I mean, it was, man, it was killer.
it was. Damn.
I think it was New Day, I believe. It was like 2 years ago. I think it was New Day that had I think it was a ghost pepper cider that was absolutely delicious.
They
Probably
do,
was.
they
Now,
do
see,
some
I
really cool stuff.
I think it was New Day. Man, it was
do
it was a
the-
spice beer. And I'm thinking it was a ghost pepper. It was delicious. It was called Fire or something.
Ghost
I
pepper is
think, or-
huge.
yeah.
That's a big.
Yeah.
I mean, habanero is one thing. You know,
Yeah.
you hit the ghost pepper.
Oh,
level.
yeah.
Oh, try
Oh,
the
but it
Carolina
was-
Reaper. You haven't had the
Yeah.
Carolina Reaper beers. Those are, but they're good.
Oh,
Oh, one was really
Dangerous.
good from Briar Scratch.
thank you, Bryce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still haven't found one like that. There's a down in Tennessee, Briar
Oh,
Scratch. He
nice.
makes a. I don't know if he's made it again though. I haven't seen him on.
He
it
said
on any
something
of it.
about it.
I
yeah.
think so. Yeah. To me, that was one of the.
He literally had to cut it though because he used the Carolina
Yeah.
Reaper and he
won.
and he had to then like split it like 2 or 3 times to get
Oh yeah,
it
I mean that's
to
no joke.
not
And
be
it was
awful.
spicy.
My dad had a ghost pepper that one of his buddies grew, and this is like in the 70s before I was even born, that he gave him, and my dad put it in like, a ball jar or something, and he would put one slice in his chili, like big pots of chili,
Yeah.
and that would it'd still light people up, and he had that same ghost pepper for a decade, that he just dried
Handed it
out.
down.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably about all the inheritance I'm gonna get is like the last 2 slices of a ghost pepper.
I like to rub them on my penis.
No.
Brings a tear to
Oh,
my
No,
every
you're gonna
time.
bring. Don't go there because Jordan knows that too well. He was handling peppers, or I think it was ghost pepper, or whatever, and
Oh.
and his penis has been in a glass of milk.
Do you remember the?
He will tell you the milk story.
When I was in junior high, the big thing was selling the cinnamon. You made
Cinnamon
the cinnamon
toothpicks?
toothpicks.
Oh, yeah, I did that too.
It was huge, and we were making it at my buddy's house, Ryan Grinnell. God bless you. We were making that shit.
Cinnamon oil.
Yes, the cinnamon oil, and
Oh.
Ryan goes to the restroom, and all
No.
the next thing we hear is screaming and crying. We're in junior
Oh,
high. and we're
yeah.
like, what the fuck's going on? His mom was in there.
Oh,
We all hear is,
God.
"Oh, Ryan," she's going on. We're like, next thing you know, he's in a bathtub. We're like, what?
There's Jackie Martinez right there.
Well, howdy, lady.
Hey.
Hi.
It was bad. I mean, just even having that oil though on your fingers and touching your face. Like, if you got it near your eye,
yeah.
oh hell no.
That was like icy hot back in the day too.
yeah.
You put that on and
Uh-huh.
then
Oh, yeah.
let's go to scratch.
Oh,
Next thing you know,
Yeah, it's bad.
not liking life.
yeah.
Man, your penis goes in a glass of milk.
Speaking of glass of milk, I need another beer.
Yeah, I'm empty. I need some more Fountain Square beer.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what I'm gonna try next. What should I try next?
Well, you haven't had the wheels of
the Wheels of Soul is legit.
The dark lager.
Really?
It's,
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
pretty
when
legit.
you said you had. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll try that
tasty.
next.
And it's also that beer also a dollar off each pint goes to the craft for causes.
Yeah.
The reason it's named Wheels of Soul is the Tedeschi Trucks tour is called Wheels of Soul. So
Oh,
they're
okay.
teaming up with 2 or 3 breweries in each city that
Nice.
they play in.
Oh, cool.
And you make yep, there you go. And you make a
Very
beer,
cool.
and then $1 of those
Very cool.
each pint or something is donated to I don't know,
Lord,
kids
how
music
many-
stuff.
How do you keep all that straight?
Brendan just ain't
It's like
playing.
every beer is attached to a different charity here. And it's
Yeah,
like,
it's
good Lord.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're very charitable individuals.
Brendan
No,
just
I meant the logistics of keeping it all organized.
That's
you know,
what- that's
the
what you have-
bookkeepers.
that's
He
what you have
doesn't drink all
computers
his
for.
inventory. That's how.
Yeah.
Brendan
Yeah.
just seen something that he.
I just came a little bit. I seen hot
What'd
tuna.
you do?
Hot tuna's going to be with him.
Hot tuna?
Yeah, and the Wood Brothers.
I like hot
The
tuna.
Wood Brothers are legit. If you've not heard of it, it's Chris Wood from Medeski, Martin and Wood,
Uh-huh.
the bass player, and
Holy
then his
shit.
brother. And they're like, they grew up in a musical family. I don't know, one of those like Southern church music family
Yeah.
types. And they're incredible. Like I'm going to
Handle
see that. I'm
snakes
going to
and
see
shit.
that show. I don't really care about Tedeschi trucks, but I'm going to see just the Wood Brothers. And then of course like
I gotta
seeing
see
seeing
who's
Yorma.
doing hot- Yes, that's awesome. I didn't
Yeah.
realize.
You can hold on to
Holy
that.
shit, yeah.
So it's
There's
that's
others
actually this upcoming Wednesday.
That's this
that
coming
show-
Wednesday?
Yep. Out
Son
at
of a-
out at White River.
Son of a.
That was
Damn,
part of
that's
that whole
awesome.
thing that I don't know who it was. Whoever selling those tickets, they did that thing where you could get $20 for all the shows at the lawn this summer.
Oh, no way.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
So I jumped on that. There's a couple. Wilco was $20.
No
Really?
way.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
Humphreys McGee. I mean, all those bands. It was like a week long where you could just buy like
See what
$20.
happens.
Holy
See what
moly.
happens, Brendan, when you move away.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you lose sight.
Why do I not know this?
Yeah, I know. Wow.
Wow.
Because you were trying to save up for Bob Seger tickets.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm definitely going to Bob Seger if I'm in,
This
if
is
I'm in
the
town.
first time since he's been back that I'm not going, and it's kind.
What is the date of it? Do you remember?
s-
September
August,
something.
September 9th
I
or
want to say
10th.
16th or something.
Oh, something like that, yeah.
I'm going to Oregon and Utah in September, so I'm hoping it's not.
Man,
But then-
the tickets were expensive off the bat. Before they were $75 a ticket, and it didn't matter what ticket you got. You know, it
It's all
just depended on
GA.
how quickly you got there. But now they're. I mean, I think $175 was the cheapest ticket I seen.
Really?
For at Cliffs,
Yeah. No, it's at a. Yeah, no, Eclipse. It is at Eclipse.
Deer Creek,
Yeah.
as we like to call it.
Check-
Yeah.
As everybody
And I
else.
get,
Check
I get
yourself.
So, yeah, I still want to say Deer Creek, but I mean that was long,
Yeah.
and I was
Wow.
like, "What do you?
Screw
no,
you,
I'm
what?
Not, yeah, I was not gonna.
I'll go park in the parking lot and just
Especially when
listen
I
to it for free.
Exactly.
When I set second row center stage for $75, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like I
Is
don't want to
he,
go back.
I don't pay over.
Well, he's
$100
getting
to
into he's
see-
getting into that I'm aging tour ticket prices.
I was
Like
gonna
all
say,
of them
is
do.
he having Willie problems? He got tax problems that he's
I
got to
don't know,
cover?
man. I don't know what happened, but
Wow.
Floyd
I don't know.
Mayweather
If,
problems.
I don't know if it's just Deer. I don't know if it's just
Gonna
Deer
get his ass
Creek doing their
cut.
thing or what, but
Huh.
Sucks.
But when he played at Conseco, all of his tickets were the same base price.
Yeah.
It just depends on how quickly you'd gotten there. and
Yeah,
got
I'm
the
not.
Tickets.
I don't pay $100 for unless Jerry Garcia comes back. Like that's just
Yeah, no
about the
shit.
only.
I don't think he's. Yeah, you're gonna be waiting a while for that one.
I know. So then therefore I won't pay $100.
And I don't know.
All right, boys, let's take a break. Get
Beer.
another beer. I'm,
Beer.
I'm getting
Let's
out
do
this
this.
lager.
Hey, there's been Cannon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Blind Pig Confessions, and don't forget that August 19th, Hop Your Face 2017 is coming up at Fountain Square Brewery. This summer, we are so proud to bring you a new series of events with amazing new craft beer and some old favorites, live entertainment, art, food, and community. The fourth of 5 Discovery Festivals for 2017 is the one that started it all, Hop Your Face. Advanced tickets are only $10. Event is 21 and over. Blind Pig Confessions will be there.
This is Robert Ralph Feddersen, and you're listening to Blind Pig Confessions. The bear eats the dude.
You should not keep it. You should destroy it.
Well, howdy, folks. We're back once again.
Hops and Hertz.
Ah, damn it! You said it first.
Brendan wins.
An amazing event.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
It's doing good
absolutely.
so
it is.
far.
It's been really, really good. We've had a lot of great events coming through, but we have a great cause here now.
Yeah, thank you.
Look at you.
Cammy's
Cammy's
cause.
professional.
You know?
That was a nice
He's
lead in.
Yeah, it's all
Right?
professional.
Right?
We're not usually that professional. At
I'm
all.
so drunk that came out really good.
I mean,
You know?
I'm glad I got on here at 5 and not 7.
Me
Of course, it's
too.
Mr. Jared Heiner. We appreciate you coming on and talk about Cammy's cause because I know it's obviously near and dear to your heart.
Thanks
and,
for having me.
And the cause is incredible, but the event itself has just become so massive over this is the 14th year, correct?
Yes, sir.
So tell us a little bit about Cammy's Cause and why it's so near and dear to your heart and why it should be near and dear to all our hearts.
All right. So as you said, this will be the 14th year for Cammy's Cause. I'll start by explaining what Cammy's Cause is. So it's a 2-day music festival. This year we have 27 bands. I could run through this list. I mean, maybe we'll do that later. But it's August 18th and August 19th. So it's Friday night, Saturday night. So not only are there 27 bands, but we have multiple food trucks. We have a silent auction. We have live art and artist booths. We have adult yard games. We have a kid zone. We have a motorcycle ride. So all of this comes together to form what is Cammy's Cause. So Cammy is my daughter, my oldest daughter. She's 16. So Cammy was born with a very rare chromosome disorder called 4P-. And they didn't know a lot about 4P- when she was diagnosed 16 years ago almost. I told it, before, like I said, they literally handed me a piece of paper that had about 3 paragraphs on it. And this was the lead geneticist at St. Vincent,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was kind of discouraging being like, shit.
What do I do? Yeah.
So the outcome they gave us was very grim. Very dark, and that was just based on the few things that they knew about it. Right. So no fault of their own. But shortly after that, my mom found a support group called the 4P- Support Group. It's an international support group made up of a couple hundred families.
Yeah.
And back then when we did it, it was just like an email chain, basically. So my mom was emailing all these other parents from different states, from different countries, and people were responding back, and we started finding out that their kids were succeeding, and they were teenagers, 20s, 30s, which was completely opposite of what we were told by the medical professionals.
Yeah.
So through this support group and like all of the help that they gave us, I mean, early on in Cam's life especially, but even moving forward, I wanted to be able to give back to them. And the way that I saw to do that was to raise money for the support group so they could put on bigger and better biannual national conferences. To where they could house and more families.
Yeah.
Do more for these kids to where we give them 4 or 5 days of royalty. And when we first started going to them, it was pretty bare minimum. It was a hotel and you had a couple rooms that the meeting rooms and stuff in there. To now where it's like there's like full outings to like wax museums. They like last one was just in Hollywood and LA. So they were able to do a lot of things for them because of the money that we brought in. So
awesome.
Not only does it go towards that, there used to be an annual fee that you would pay to be a part of the support group. And we raised enough money, and this was years ago, where they were like, all right, we don't need that anymore. So nobody has to pay to be in the group.
Awesome.
It's all free. And we have funded a couple different research programs that have been able to give us more information about 4P- and really change the game globally. And luckily we had a hand in that, It wasn't solely us, but we were able to help with that and contribute to it. So, I mean, we've literally changed the perspective of 4P-. We brought, I feel like, a lot of awareness to it.
Right.
And that's our main goal. We just want to continue to push. And, there's quite a few people here today that are like, I've never heard of this, And so my sister's talking their ear off, about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And just a few minutes ago, she sat down and said, this is the best place to talk about Cammy's Cause. She's like, I'm telling everybody. So yeah, the first year that we did Cammy's Cause, kind of put it together pretty hastily. We raised $1,000. Now we fast forward to last year, our 13th year, and after last year, I believe we're over like 330,000.
Awesome.
Jesus.
So, like you said, Brendan, it's become, it's gotten bigger, obviously.
Right.
I think the longevity of it and showing people that we're not going anywhere,
Right.
really helps with sponsorships.
Yeah.
And companies that are donating their money with nothing in return,
Right,
other than, the tax
Helping.
write-off.
Yeah.
But doing it because it's not some fly-by-night, here today, gone tomorrow type thing. Like we're in this. So that's come a long way. Last year was our biggest year ever with sponsorships. It was amazing. But yeah, it's become a place. Ben Jarvis from Audiodacity.
Yep.
You guys have talked to them.
Yes.
Ben put something on Facebook the other day, and I'd never heard it put that way, and it just made me smile. But he mentioned Cammy's Cause, and he said it was the kindest festival. You know, that was just like his take on it. And I got to thinking, I'm like, dude, it really is. Like, everybody there, you just feel like you've known them your whole life. You know, complete strangers, but you're there and you realize you're doing the same thing, but you're having a lot of fun doing it. And it's just kind of the culture that it's become is the cause is just like one giant family. You know?
It's a unique festival, and it's such an amazing festival now what it's grown to, but yet people still know why they're there, and they all are there for that cause, and it makes it that much more special. And that first year putting that together, I mean, obviously now you have a ton of support, and we'd love to support you guys next year. We'd love to be a part of it. That first year coming to now, but how different was that? I mean, was it kind of scary that first year trying to put that together?
Oh, it had to be.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
did you have any experience with putting anything together like that before?
Just from playing shows, you know, and at that point I was early 20s of my life, so I hadn't been gigging out for that long, but, you know, long enough to run into some really good musicians at that time. So we're talking, you know, the Indiana scene, Indianapolis scene, like 2000, 2001, right around in there. And so, yeah, it was scary for sure, man. But I had some really good friends that was like, you guys want to do this? Yeah, we want to do it. I think that first one I had like 7 Degrees from Center was scheduled to play, which they were like all the rave back then. But there were a couple bands that like I didn't even get to. Like they didn't even get to play. They came out, they brought all their gear.
Wow, yeah,
but it was like a guy I played music with was like, hey, my buddies from Crawfordsville came up. And it was a hip-hop act, and they got on stage, and then they just didn't leave the stage. And, I mean, shit went south. Like, so I was just, all right, I'm just going to drink, like, whatever. And 50 people, maybe 100 people, you know, max.
One night the first year?
Just one night, it was just like a Saturday, and Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. And every year, you know, learned, you know. Started going to all these other bigger festivals, and I see like their trash can placement. Like that's what I'm looking for when I'm at, thinking about how many sales versus how many porta pots versus
how many porta potties do I need so that it's not uncomfortable.
Exactly. So I mean, that's anytime I go to a concert, anything. It's just I'm now wired that way. That's all I'm looking for. Ways
you go
to make
by
it
the
better.
waste can and go, oh, I can't believe they put that there.
Man, they shouldn't be there.
Shake your head.
There should be at least 4 of them in visible view right now. What the hell's wrong with these people?
You can get like 13 more people through this pathway an hour if that was,
I really think it's kind of a special time for the growth of this happening with everything that's happening locally and the music scene and the craft beer scene and everything that's, you know what I mean? In the last 10 to 15 years, that whole scene has grown. It's almost a perfect time for you to really make a growth for this cause, and you're kind of a founder for this cause. And I mean, obviously, you've got to feel good about what you've done to raise awareness, and Cayman's got to feel great about. I mean, obviously, from where it was.
It's one of the very few things that you just say Cammy's cause around her, and she's just like, like, I want to go. You know, and I do. There's a sense of pride for sure. I think the majority of the pride that I feel is towards my family and my friends that saw this vision back then and jumped on board and have stuck with it, you know, for 14 years. Because without them, it wouldn't even be possible. You know, there's no possible way I could do it by myself. So to see that there was an idea that maybe started in my head, but then quickly infected everybody around it to where it's theirs, you know? Like there was another 4P minus mom was trying to start up one of these in Colorado and was calling me and asking me about it and, you know, how to get started and things to look for. And at the very end of the call, she asked, you know, what advice do you have to give me? And I said, just don't ever give up. You know what I mean? Like our kids don't. So we can't give up on them. Like just no matter what you're faced with, don't give up. And I told her, I said, there's been multiple times because this thing consumes my life. You know, it makes it very hard on, you know, the engagement and the fiance and when I'm just gone and working constantly on this. And, you know, I told her, I said, there's been several times where I wanted to hang it up. You know, I'm like, talking to myself, I'm like, you know what? They're still going to be all right. You know, they still got money coming in. You know, I don't have to do all this or we don't have to do all this. They're going to be all right if we take a year off. And then I go and meet up with some friends to have a beer, and one of them just got the music note tattooed on their forearm.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then another one, and then another. And I'm at that point, it's like, it's not my choice. I can't choose to stop this thing. It's bigger than me, and it always has been, but that was just kind of like some tangible something for me to see to be like wake my ass back up. Just be like,
revigorate it.
yeah. Get back in there, start doing more work, do it harder, do it better.
That's amazing.
And that's awesome. Yeah.
Is the ride itself, is that not the same time? It can't
Yeah,
be.
it's on the Saturday of Cammy's
Oh,
Cause.
it is the same Saturday. Okay.
So the cause itself, the gates open Friday night. Gates open at 6. Music starts at 7,
Mm-hmm.
and we go till about 12:30. On Saturday, gates open at 11. Music starts at noon. But while that's happening, the ride has already met and got their kickstands up by 10 a.m.
Okay.
And they will be doing that at the Harley-Davidson of Indianapolis on 96th Street. So they kickstands up at 10, and then they take a 140-mile cruise northeast of Indianapolis, and they end at the cause. So Saturday during the day, when everything's going on, the kids zone, and there's all this hype, then we shut down the whole thing and watch about 150 motorcycles roll in together.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
So we line the drive when they come in. So there's a couple thousand people like cheering them on as they roll in. I've seen big bikers, faces a little bit wet. Those tears dropping. It just gets you. And then right after that, which I think is one of the coolest parts of the festival, is right as soon as the ride gets there, then we get all the 4P- families that are there on stage.
Oh, nice.
And they get to tell their stories and where they're from and how this has helped, or what they like about it or what they don't like about it.
Right.
But they don't ever say anything they don't like about it. But that, like you said, that's tangible.
Right.
You see what you're helping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see the families, you see the kids, you interact with them.
Right.
And those kids are rock stars for that weekend. And that is the best feeling ever, to see them. Being a parent of a special needs child, it's hard, man. Going to public, stuff like that, it's hard sometimes. Mm-hmm. It really is. And there's days where you're like, I need to, but I don't want to deal with it. Whether it's the public you don't want to deal with, or maybe your child, maybe they have social issues, or but it's hard.
Yeah.
So when people get to come there for the weekend and their kid is treated like the coolest person on the entire planet, to see it in the parents' faces and in the kids' faces, it makes the whole thing worthwhile. Yeah.
Awesome.
So what exactly is 4P- for the people that don't know?
So we all have 23 sets of chromosomes, right?
Yeah.
And in these children, a part of their 4th chromosome is missing.
Okay.
The smallest, most microscopic deletion, and you'd be surprised at how much that can do to the human body, and how out of whack it can put it, So it gets really technical. If it's missing that piece, another chromosome can make a piece to go on top of it to kind of like color in, fill in the dots. Or it could be a pure deletion. So then it just depends on how much you're missing. Did another piece put it on top of it? Because then you've got 3 of those chromosomes, which creates other issues.
Wow.
So it's a crazy, crazy thing. So Cam, monosomy 4, meaning she only has 1 full 4th chromosome, but she's a trisomy 8 because she has the 3rd piece from that 8th chromosome that went on top.
Okay.
To kind of fill in that hole. So yeah, it gets pretty deep pretty quick when you start talking about it all.
There's a lot to learn.
There's a lot to learn, yeah.
Well, it's got to be hard to diagnose, I would imagine, because there's got to be different effects, and I mean, because obviously the chromosome, you don't
that
know
piece
what
gets filled in.
You don't know what's gonna.
Right.
I mean, so there's gonna be a lot of different effects, so it's got to be hard to diagnose. And
they do?
Because it comes with a lot of there's physical characteristics though that issue. So it's a little they can classify it and get that way because they're distinct things like that. I was reading up on it before we came down, but kind of like how Down syndrome, you can kind of tell someone who's got Down syndrome. They're
facial features, exactly.
Facial features, high forehead, I think it is.
Like the gladiator nose, Roman helmet almost.
Greek helmet, Greek helmet, I think is what I read something on,
Where it's like a wider bridge on your nose.
Short distance between nose and lip, and could be, I think, cleft, sometimes even a cleft palate. In ways,
wow. Okay.
So there's when we go to these national conferences, one of the coolest things is like they'll always take pictures, like age range of this through this, and they get like group pictures of all the kids. Legit, they almost all look like they're related because of those distinct facial features, right?
It's that distinct, chromosomal anomaly, kind of like if you Down syndrome, kind of the same thing. It's that chromosomal anomaly that they all look kind of the same. It does that, yeah.
But then they look like their parents too. You'll see them with their parents. You're like, oh, you just look just like your mama, But it's cool. I think that creates a different, more unique kind of bond as well.
Sure. For that community.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So,
we love being part of this, man.
I thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping us out with Cammy's Cause, Jeff.
Yes.
Love it.
Thank you.
Let me tell you a little story about a kid named Joe. He was born in South Carolina, spent time with the French and Creole. Well, one day little Joe ate some shrimp from the bay, and he ain't never been the same since that fine day. Oh, Joe. Oh, little Joe had a dream one day to open up his own little seafood place. Well, it was gonna be a calabash, and old Joe's fresh shrimp would kick some serious ass. But the best laid plans sometimes go astray. Little Joe met a girl and he moved away to the Midwest, world famous for its fine selection of frozen seafood trucked in from thousands of miles. Nothing but the best. One day old Joe observed his surroundings, and he realized he'd made a grave mistake. He was working as a bean counter in the middle of the corn state. Well, old Joe's little dream swam away faster than a flounder in the Carolina Bay. Poor Joe. Well, old Joe, he just couldn't let this go, you know. I mean, life is short, shrimp are spawning. So Joe sold the vet and the house and dog, and his wife thought Joe had lost it, but she loved him, so she went along. Now old Joe owns a shack in the Carolines, grilling shrimp for the folks on the East Coast line. He's just as happy as he can be, but his waist size jumped to a 43. Old Joe, they call him Calabash Joe. He got a million different shrimp recipes for show. Calabash Joe, a best shrimp on the whole East Coast. Oh, Calabash Joe. Oh, Calabash Joe. Calabash Joe.